Hello and welcome. Tonight, Nigeria joins the rest of the world in celebrating International Women's Day with a global theme for 2026, Give to Gain. President Bola Tinubu honors Nigerian women, emphasizes government and society's role in expanding opportunities for every Nigerian girl. United Nations representative in Nigeria calls for urgent action on the special seats bill as the country counts down to the 2027 general elections. And Lebanese government says the death toll from Israeli strikes has risen to nearly 400. We say happy celebration to all the women around the world. And as Nigeria joins the rest of the world in celebrating International Women's Day 2026, a day dedicated to honoring the achievements and resilience of women and girls across the globe. This year's theme, Rights, Justice, Action for All Women and Girls, focuses on advancing gender equality, promoting women's participation in leadership, and addressing systemic barriers that continue to limit opportunities for women and girls in Nigeria. Despite the progress in education, healthcare, and political representation, Nigerian women still face significant challenges, including gender-based violence, domestic abuse, early marriages, and limited access to justice. Economic inequality also persists, with women often earning less than men for similar work and facing obstacles in entrepreneurship and career advancement. Education is another critical area, as many girls, especially in the northern region, struggle to complete secondary schools due to cultural norms, poverty, and insecurity. Advocates emphasize the need for stronger policies, community engagement, and awareness campaigns to create safer, more equitable environments for all women. And across the country, government agencies, civil society organizations, and grassroots activists have been held to celebrate women's achievements, provide mentorship programs, and highlight initiatives aimed at closing the gender gap in Nigeria. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has said it is a duty of government and society to continue creating conditions where every Nigerian child can learn and every woman can actually thrive economically. The president stated this in a statement on his X handle today to mark International Women's Day, where he celebrated the strength and construction of Nigerian women to national development. Well, he also says that across homes, farms, markets, offices, and leadership spaces, Nigerian women continue to demonstrate strength, courage, and determination that help hold the nation together. Well, that statement reads in part, there are mothers who nurture, entrepreneurs who build, professionals who lead, and citizens who continue to shape the destiny of our country with resilience and dignity. Our duty as a government and as a society to continue creating the conditions where every Nigerian girl can learn, every woman can thrive economically, and every voice can contribute to our national development. The president stressed that creating opportunities for girls and women remains essential for the country's development. Meanwhile, the United Nations country representative in Nigeria, Ms. Beatrice Ayong, has renewed the urgent call for protecting the rights of women and girls. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja to mark International Women's Day, Ms. Ayong emphasized that the special seats bill must take top priority as Nigeria counts down to the 2027 general elections, and highlighting the importance of inclusive political representation in the country.
Gender equality is fundamentally a matter of power, and in Nigeria, that power gap remains stark. Women hold just 3.9% of parliamentary seats, one of the lowest rates globally, and this severely limits inclusive decision-making and national progress. Neither rights nor justice can be realized without action. Action backed by resources, political will, and sustained partnerships. In response to these challenges, UN Women, with other stakeholders have been engaging in advocacy for the passage of the Special Seats of Women Bill, working across sectors to secure constitutional reforms that guarantee women a meaningful place at the decision-making table. We are also supporting the Ministry of Women Affairs to expand and strengthen the National Sexual Offender Database, an essential tool for accountability that prevents perpetrators from moving across states undetected.
Meanwhile, Nigeria appears to have made legislative progress with the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015. Enforcement remains inconsistent, and many states lack awareness of the law, shelters and support services, leaving civil society organizations to provide critical protection for women and girls. In this next report, our correspondent, Shola Shiele, explores some of these issues, the prevailing laws, the call for government to lead action, and for all citizens to join in defending the rights of women and upholding the rule of law.
International Women's Day, celebrated March 8 every year, is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women. It's also a day used to draw attention to discriminatory practices against women and to accelerate gender equality. According to the United Nations, UNWomen.org, registered with a mandate to push the Sustainable Development Goals, the theme for this year's International Women's Day is Rights, Justice, Action for all women and girls. In a press release published on its website, UNWomen.org says discriminatory social norms, stigma, victim blaming, fear and community pressure continue to silence women and obstruct justice. Women rights advocates say it's a similar situation in Nigeria, which is deeply rooted in patriarchy, religion, and tradition.
Nigerian women face a lot of challenges. One, cultural norms and belief system that still holds women to the level that they cannot make decisions freely. They are not in the positions where these decisions are made. And of course, they still face all forms of abuse, whether domestic violence, political violence, educational violence, in all forms.
Recent statistics reveal that 1 in 4 Nigerian women would experience GBV in their lifetime. It's important to also note that GBV is not a respecter of gender, because men are also victims and survivors of gender-based violence. And what we're seeing across the country is a steady increase in formal and informal reporting of gender-based violence, including domestic violence, sexual violence, child abuse, child sexual abuse, and other forms of gender-based violence, including harmful traditional practices, widowhood rights, and all those violence or vices. What we're also seeing is that these issues have always been with us as a people, as a community, as a society. What we're seeing now more of is increase in formal reporting, meaning that we are gradually breaking the culture of silence that encourages the perpetration of this vice.
The UN report also says that no country in the world has reached full legal equality for women and girls. From protection against gender-based violence to equal pay, women and girls remain unequal under the law as impunity for violations of their rights persists worldwide.
What would have helped us to also get to the level we want to get to is the justice sector. It's not coming up the way we want to see. So for me, it is not just to have 10,000 women in the judiciary, but what are they doing to support women?
In Nigeria, the primary legislation prohibiting rape, domestic violence and harmful practices is the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015, which also provides for protection orders and compensation. So far, 35 states have adopted it, but enforcement is still an issue, with very few states like Lagos leading in the area of enforcement.
And these laws are important to strengthen institutions that are set up by the government to prevent and respond to sexual and gender-based violence. Lagos, we've had ours since 2007. It's currently undergoing further amendments to, address emerging issues. Last year alone, the state government, Lagos state government, was able to secure over 160 convictions, ranging from life imprisonment to 15 years. So it's a testament to the fact that the wheel of justice is turning, and people are seeing that perpetrators are being held accountable for their actions.
A recent survey, however, indicates that most Nigerians are not even aware of the law, and many states still lack shelters, sexual assault referral centers, and face prolonged court delays for prosecution. Government support in most states is also minimal, with funding limited for GBV desk, a situation which has forced individuals, civil society groups, and some international organizations to step in to provide crucial safety nets for women.
I always believe that for us to bring about the change, we can think globally, but we have to act locally. And acting locally means bringing this information and policies to the grassroots women, to the community level women. And so that's what we have been doing over years. Sensitization, amplifying their voices, making sure they understand the law and know what to do.
If we can have enough women in place, in the places of where laws are being made, definitely it will have a positive impact on women and children, not just women, even family. Like you know very well, FIDA has branches in about 46 branches around the country. We have started, talking about this, sensitizing women, sensitizing the legislation about it, sensitizing everyone concerned.
On this International Women's Day, the call again is for government at all levels to lead and for everyone to get involved in the urgent and decisive action to end impunity, defend the rule of law, and deliver equality for all women and girls. Shola Shieli, Channels Television News.
In part two, after the break, we'll bring you more on public celebrations across Nigeria to mark International Women's Day. Governor Abu Kefas of Taraba State procures and hands over 25 new data capturing machines for the NIMC in the state. Please join us again. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live from Channels Television Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate International Women's Day with a global theme for 2026, Give and to Gain. President Bola Tinubu honors Nigerian women, emphasizes government and society's role in expanding opportunities for every Nigerian girl. United Nations representative in Nigeria calls for urgent action on the special seats bill as the country counts down to the 2027 general elections. And Lebanese government says the death toll from the Israeli strikes has risen to nearly 400. Rallies, parades and empowerment programs took center stage in the public celebrations across Nigeria as International Women's Day was marked with marches and events to raise awareness about women's rights and achievements. And Channels Television captured the vibrant scenes and activities in some of these states, showcasing how women and communities came together to celebrate progress, resilience and empowerment.
On the occasion of the 2026 International Women's Day, thousands of women gather at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State's capital, celebrating the day with colorful cultural displays, music and dance representing the state's 3 senatorial districts. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, commends Akwa Ibom women for their contributions to national development and reaffirms the federal government's commitment to programs aimed at improving the welfare of women and families across the country.
This year's theme, rights, justice, action for all women and girls, is a call to action, protecting the rights of our women and girls by ensuring access to education, economic empowerment, health, social protection, and equity is an investment in our collective future.
In his remark, Governor Umar Eno also reiterates assurances from President Bola Tinubu on the federal government's commitment to the Ibom Deep Sea project, describing it as a major economic driver for the state and the region.
Thank Mr. President for the expectation of the Ibom Deep Sea port, because many times when I discuss with him, he tells me, I will give you the Ibom Deep Sea port. I hold on to that promise, and I know it shall come to pass.
In Ebonyi State, the wife of the governor, Uzoamaka Nwifuru, alongside government officials and women groups, leads the grand finale of the celebration in Abakaliki, emphasizing that empowering women is key to strengthening peace, development, and prosperity in society.
In the spirit of this year's theme, Give to Gain, I am delighted to announce that today we'll be empowering some Ebonyi women with financial support to build their small-scale businesses. This initiative is our little way of demonstrating that when we give, we create growth opportunities, not just for individuals, but for families, community, and the entire state.
In Anambra State, Governor Chukwuma Soludo congratulates women across the state and Nigeria, praising their resilience and invaluable contributions to national development. In a goodwill message released by his press secretary, Christian Aburime, the governor reaffirms his administration's commitment to building a thriving ecosystem for women through initiatives such as the One Youth, Two Skills program, MSME support, financial inclusion, free quality education for the girl child, and strategic appointments of women in government. Meanwhile, in Edo State, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development marks the day with a trade fair and empowerment program showcasing women's creativity, innovation, and enterprise. The Commissioner, Eugenia Abdallah, reiterates the government's resolve to advance women's welfare and tackle gender-based violence through strategic partnerships.
Recognizing that economic independence is critical to women's empowerment, the government has supported several training and empowerment initiatives aimed at equipping women with vocational skills, entrepreneurship training, and access to opportunities. These programs particularly target vulnerable women, widows, and young women across the state.
Similarly, Governor Ubasani of Kaduna State marked International Women's Day 2026 by reaffirming his administration's commitment to empowering women and expanding their role in governance and economic development. He highlighted ongoing policies that promote inclusion, protect rights, and support women-focused initiatives, while urging citizens to renew their commitment to gender equality, stressing that by giving women the respect and opportunities they deserve, both the state and the nation stand to gain immensely. The message on this year's International Women's Day across Nigeria remains clear. Empowering women is not only a matter of equality, but a pathway to stronger families, resilient communities, and sustainable national development.
The Coalition of Southeast Youth Leaders, a civil society group, is asking the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee to investigate the petition submitted to the committee and the National Youth Service Corps over alleged discrepancy in the certificate submitted by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the President General of the coalition, Mr. Goodluck Ibem, says a transparent and independent probe will vindicate the Deputy Speaker if the allegations are false. The group is also saying that Nigeria's democracy will be strengthened where integrity is defended without compromise.
When serious allegations are raised regarding compliance with the Legal Practitioners Act and the NYSC Act, particularly against a 7th Deputy Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a holder of such a high constitutional office, silence is not an option. Transparency is not optional. Accountability is not selective. The only acceptable response is investigation, open, thorough, and independent investigation. Anything less undermines public trust. Our institutions, including the Nigerian Law School, the NYSC, and the Supreme Court role of legal practitioners, and the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee are bigger than any individual. No matter how highly placed, their sanctity must not only be protected, but be seen to be protected. We therefore demand and call for an immediate and independent investigation by the LPDC into the allegations raised.
We head to Taraba State now, where the Governor, Abu Kefas, has procured and handed over 25 new data capturing machines to the National Identity Management Commission office in the state. The gesture is aimed at boosting identity coverage across Taraba State and to ensure at least 95% registration of citizens as directed by President Bola Tinubu.
Governor Agbo Kefas is in the council chamber of the T.Y. Njuma Government House to hand over 25 new enrollment devices and printers to the National Identity Management Commission. Purchased by the state government, the equipment will enable the commission to enroll more residents in the state.
Your Excellency, what is very germane on this set of machines you've purchased is that it's a 3-in-1 package. So it can capture offline and then upload it where they have network. So they will go around, and it's not something that they will sit in the headquarters of the local government, but they will move into the various wards, 168 wards of the state, and capture the people and get network and upload them.
The management of NIMSE commends the intervention of the Taraba state government, describing it as a renewed commitment to inclusive governance and digital identity expansion.
So far, we have enrolled 1,021,650 citizens of the state, with only 8 active systems. With these 25 systems provided, we are sure we are going to go right to the grassroots to enroll almost, as the President directed, 95% of Taraba State citizens.
Under the leadership of our President,
Governor Agbo Kefas is optimistic that the machines will enhance efficiency and more coverage, especially in underserved communities in the state.
in our usual and decisive manner, today we're here to ensure that all our citizens register with NIMSE so that they can benefit in the federal government initiative. In response to the policies of this administration under the leadership of our President, we have decided to key into this program aggressively so that we're able to meet up with the 95% requirement for our state.
The National Identity Management Commission assures of a judicious use of the equipment as the state government reaffirms its readiness to partner other government and non-governmental organizations to develop the state.
And ahead of the 2027 general elections, the former Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Yomi Awoniyi, is asking constituents of Kogi West Senatorial District to remain united in order to restore institutional habits that made the district a force to be reckoned with. Speaking at the inaugural meeting of the Kogi West Senatorial District Leaders Forum in Lokoja, the capital, Mr. Awoniyi harps on the need for effective engagement with the national leadership of the All Progressives Congress. He also commends the administration of Governor Usman Ododo for infrastructure development and improved security being experienced in the state.
This meeting, convened by the leader of Kogi West Senatorial District, is aimed at strengthening cohesion and collective purpose of constituents of the district, anchored on unity.
At the state level,
The leader of the district and convener of the meeting begins the conversation as he harps on unity of purpose.
Unity amongst us is the first step towards achieving engagement. At the state level, under the leadership of His Excellency Alhaji Usman Ododo, we observe ongoing efforts in infrastructure development, rural connectivity, agriculture, and public service delivery.
Issues of coming together as one entity, living in harmony, and forming a formidable team within the senatorial district forms part of the discussion.
As far as security of Kogi State is concerned, we have the highest form of insecurity compared to East and Central because of our vast forest. And we can better achieve peace when leaders like this are meeting to give support to the government in terms of security, because the bandits, the terrorists, the kidnappers, they don't know PDP, they don't know APC.
The need to support Governor Usman Ododo's second-term bid and the development of the state through federal assistance is also brought to the fore.
I'm emphasizing on the agitation of my people from Okun land, saying that this is the time for Okun governor, this is the time for Okun governor. Yes, it's good they agitate, but what we are telling them is that we should allow the incumbent to go for a second time, because constitutionally it's qualified, and apart from that, he has been doing well in this state.
Some federal roads in our central district are very bad. And then we would want to talk to the federal government to come to our aid, especially the Kaba to Omaron road.
With the acknowledgement of the positive impact, openness and humility of Governor Usman Ododo, participants at the meeting are united on the need for his re-election and the retention of the Senate seat in Yagba for another 4 years.
Still ahead on the news at 10, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrests former councillor over alleged involvement in illicit drug trafficking. Please join us again. Welcome back. The African Democratic Congress, the ADC, has officially flagged off its membership drive in Anambra State, highlighting the exercise 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, formally registered in his hometown in Agulu. He was joined by Senators Victor Ume and Ben Obi as the party intensifies mobilization across wards ahead of the upcoming general elections.
Joy and excitement greeted TAC ADC members as presidential candidate Peter Obi, national and state lawmakers and party stalwarts flagged off the party's membership mobilization registration and revalidation exercise in Oka. Leaders promised more membership cards to expand participation and strengthen party structure.
All I can assure you, nobody will be ignored, nobody will be cheated, nobody will be oppressed. We all have one goal, and that goal is to see to the success of our brother Okute Peter Obi.
There are 774 local governments in Nigeria. So the process of producing the cards is much. So the cards are here. And we have sorted them out in Ghana Must Go bags. We are going to go with them today.
After the state chairman distributed registration forms to 21 local government leaders for all 326 wards, Peter Obi flagged off the exercise, pledging that ADC will transform Nigeria's political landscape.
The election in 2027 will be Nigeria against bad leadership. It is not going to be against bad. I assure you, election 2027 will be Nigeria fighting for justice, yes, We want, because people will say, oh, Southeast wants this, Southeast is part of Nigeria.
Vesain moves to Agulu, where Peter Obi officially registers with ADC and receives his membership card, joined by Senators Victor Ume and Ben Obi, completing registration in their respective wards.
I'm in the Senate, and I know that what is happening in Nigeria today is that people are drifting into only one party. By my calling, I don't believe in that type of bandwagon. I've been a leader of political parties in the opposition. I led ABGA for 10 years as an opposition party, under Obasanjo, down till for 10 years.
ADC leadership is urging Nigerians to embrace their growing movement by signing up via online portals or at the ward level. Party chiefs say the drive offers a fresh platform for citizens to shape the nation's future.
From politics, we turn our attention to infrastructure as the 1.2-kilometer Ka-Ataba Bridge in Rivers State nears completion. The Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, announced that President Bola Tinubu will officially inaugurate the landmark project during his third-year anniversary celebrations. During an inspection by the Commission's governing board, NDDC Managing Director Samuel Obuku highlighted the agency's dedication to implementing the federal government's renewed hope agenda across the Niger Delta region, ensuring infrastructure and development projects deliver tangible benefits to local communities. The Commission also confirmed that the long-awaited Niger Delta Regional Specialist Hospital in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, will be completed this year, reinforcing regional health care and development priorities.
For 16 years, communities benefiting from the 1.2-kilometer Ka-Ataba Bridge in Rivers State have eagerly awaited the completion of this landmark project initiated by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The wait appears almost over as the bridge linking the coastal Ataba Kingdom in Andoni local government to Kana local government reaches advanced stages, with beam launching underway and deck casting set to begin soon. To check its progress, members of the NDDC governing board, led by Chairman Chiedu Ebie, visited the site. Board and management assured residents that the longest bridge in the Niger Delta will be delivered to mark President Bola Tinubu's third year in office.
We're determined to ensure that this project is completed before the end of the year so that it can be commissioned. So, like you rightly said, you need to deploy more resources to ensure that the pace of the work is increased. I believe I share the sentiments of my colleagues on the board here when they say that we're impressed with the work done thus far.
The next timeline marching order I've given to the contractor is to ensure that this project is ready for commissioning in commemoration of the President's third year anniversary.
Traditional rulers of the benefiting communities are confident that once completed, the road will boost economic activities, linking coastal and Andoni local government to the upland and connecting the island to Bonny local government via the Bodo Bonny Road.
For us in Ataba, we cannot quantify the benefit that we expect this road to generate for us, economically, socially, culturally, and what have you. It's going to fast-track the development in Ataba.
You can see for yourself, it is not storytelling. They are coming to visit every project in which they've awarded. And this is what it ought to be, for us to inform members of the public of what has already been done.
At the Cardiovascular and Orthopedic Hospital, a regional specialist hospital in Port Harcourt, approximately 75% of civil works are complete, with electrical and plumbing installations currently ongoing. The Commission confirmed that additional funding will be provided to guarantee this state-of-the-art medical facility once it's fully delivered and operational before the end of the year.
The whole idea is at the end of the day we can get first-class medical treatment here in Nigeria and also reduce medical tourism in terms of going outside the country.
Our target is, upon finishing of this project, we don't just want to run it because we can't run it by ourselves. We also want to run it through partnership. Those who have the expertise in running hospitals such as this, give it to them. That's why we're trying to equip this place with the most sophisticated kind of medical facilities.
The current NDDC board and management believes the completion of these projects will clearly showcase the renewed commitment of finishing abandoned and stalled initiatives, highlighting the strong drive to accelerate development and deliver impactful results across the Niger Delta region.
What's still going on? Why are we having...
The federal government says reconstruction of the Abuja-Kaduna highway is on course for completion by the month of April this year. And the project is a major road link connecting the Federal Capital Territory with several northern states. The spokesperson of the Federal Ministry of Works, Mohammed Ahmed, disclosed this to journalists during an inspection tour of the project, which he says is a key corridor linking the north central and northern regions to Abuja and connecting Lagos with other parts of the country. Engineers on the project say significant progress has been recorded, with some sections already completed. They also say work is continuing day and night to meet the target April this year deadline.
This road, as you are all aware, is the heartbeat of the nation. It is the artery from the northern, north central, northwest to Abuja, as well as from Lagos down to the north. So this road is so important that this government thought it wise that it should be done once and for all. That is why the road was redesigned from asphalted pavement to rigid pavement, that is continuous reinforced concrete pavement, CRCP.
The completion of the outstanding sections of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Road, which was awarded in 2 lots, Lot 1 and Lot 2. The Section 1, which is Lot 1, consists of a CRCP section, which is 40.5 kilometers dual. So if you put it together, that makes 81 kilometers. To date, we have completed the 6.63 dual asphalt road in Kano. The road to Kano Airport has been marked with street lights. The 17.3 kilometers asphalt road leading to Kano Zaria Road is about 80% complete. We are putting wearing course on it now on some sections of the road. And then we are right now at the CRCP section, which is 40.5 kilometers by 2, that's 81 kilometers, out of which we've completed 60 kilometers.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have announced the arrest of a former councillor in Ibeju-Lekki local government area of Lagos State, Shalaru Olalikon, over alleged involvement in illicit drug trafficking. A statement signed by the Director of Media and Advocacy of the agency, Mr. Femi Babafemi, says the operators recovered 40 kilograms of skunk, a strain of cannabis, from one of the rooms in the suspect's house during a search. According to the statement, the 45-year-old Olalikon, who previously served 2 terms representing Orimedu community and currently works as a legislative aide, was arrested on March the 2nd, 2026, at his residence in Ibeju-Lekki. The statement also adds that in a separate operation in the Federal Capital Territory, NDLEA officials on the 3rd of March 2026 intercepted 32-year-old businessman Emeka Hyginos Okwo traveling from Obolo Afor in Enugu State to Zuba in Abuja. The statement says the search of his luggage led to the discovery of 1,000 pills of tapetadol, 250 milligrams concealed in baby diapers, which he has been transporting to Gogoda village in Gorara local government area of Niger State, where he operates a provision store. To company news, more winners are being rewarded as 12-week-long Nivea historic 3 billion naira national consumer promotion continues nationwide, with more Nigerians now winning life-changing prizes across the country. In the latest draw, a total of 10 winners who got 10 million naira each, while prizes were also won in different categories.
This is the 9th live draw and another time to reward loyal consumers in the ongoing Nivea National Consumer Promotion tagged Win Your Share of 3 billion naira.
So currently, where are you speaking to me from? Which state are you in? Imo State. Imo State. Oh, nice. And how did you hear about the promo?
Nivea, the globally recognized iconic skin and body care brand, renowned for developing modern skincare, is on hand to reward another 10 winners among those who have emerged through its raffle draw.
Yes! Please, a round of applause for Akala. I love it.
With the coming of this draw, the 3 billion naira promotion has produced well over 500,000 winners nationwide, with over 80 consumers who have won and redeemed 1 million naira each, while more than 400,000 winners have received 50,000 naira Jumia shopping vouchers, and approximately 500,000 participants have equally enjoyed 1,000 naira instant airtime rewards.
I feel lucky, like I feel so good. At first, I thought it was a scam, not until as I was coming with one mind that, okay, let me just go and see. But honestly, I really thank God. I feel good.
Aside from the having quality products, at the same time, at least I'm here, I'm becoming a millionaire. So I won because I'm using a Nivea product. So using a Nivea product still makes you a millionaire aside. So I'm happy.
As the campaign continues, Nivea encourages Nigerians across the country to participate, reminding them that the promotion is live, the rewards are real, and the wins continue every week.
We know that Nivea is a trusted household brand, like everybody knows about Nivea. I think this is just an opportunity for us to give back to our loyal consumers, and but maybe people that haven't actually tried the product also just come into the category as well. So it's just a way for us to give back to our consumers, that we care, of course, because care is one of the core values of Nivea.
The 3 billion naira consumer promotion is approved and regulated by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority, and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, to ensure a credible and transparent process is followed from start to finish while the competition lasts.
And now to the arts. Some intriguing sculptural pieces were unveiled in the group exhibition at LVI Gallery and Cultural Nexus right here in Lagos. The exhibition featured chiseled wonders done by contemporary sculptors. We see them on Art Review tonight.
LVI Art Gallery and Cultural Nexus in Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, has established itself as a vibrant spot for contemporary Nigerian art of all shapes, shades, and sizes.
Bliss signifies peace. So the works, they are in harmony, they are static, but they are beautiful. So just want to show the sculptural prowess and strength of some of our great Nigerian sculptors. So it's all about the sculpting and promotion of the sculptors.
The sculptures stole the show today with an incredible mix of bronze, wood, and metal at the gallery.
My work is basically about society, people, because that's the essence of all work. Imagine the world without human being, without people. It will be empty. So everything about my work I have to indicate and talk about the feelings, reaction of people to different things that happen in society. That is what my work is particularly based on. I use mixed media in producing this art, fiberglass and metal. You understand? At first, I do the fiberglass by making the figure with clay modeling. Then after clay modeling, I take the mold, then cast with fiberglass. So after joining, then during the finishing, I had metal using chain metal for the beads, to represent beads, then other metal for the earrings and the head ties.
The gallery, which is managed by Julius Iyohoje, has become renowned for its immersive approach, often blending live art creation with traditional exhibitions.
We are just promoting one aspect of visual art, which is sculpting. They will know the different mediums which you can use to produce sculptural pieces, to see how imaginations can be petted, to see how we recycle junk materials to beautiful items for home and offices, and even for giftings, to see that creativity has no limitation. You can bet imagination, and that's what we have done here today.
High expectations around the gallery's 2026 calendar promise to elevate the experience for art enthusiasts.
Let's delve into the world of sports now, where Rivers United have maintained a 2-point lead at the top of the Nigeria Premier Football League with 2 games in hand. The Pride of Rivers beat Bendel Insurance 3-1 earlier this evening to stay top with 52 points from 27 games. They are now closely trailed by the Flying Antelopes. Rangers International, who thrashed defending champions Remo Stars 4-1. Rangers are now on 50 points from 29 games. As for Nasarawa United, they displaced Ikorodu City on the 3rd spot as the Solid Miners edged the Lagos-based team 1-0. Let's talk about other games. It decided earlier today, Abia Warriors beat 3SC of Ibadan 2-0. Warri Wolves beat Enyimba 2-1, and Kwara United recorded the only away win of the day in Katsina. Khan Khalifat, Kano Pillars, and Plateau United all recorded home victories. Sunderland suffered an embarrassing English FA Cup 5th round exit against third-tier strugglers Port Vale earlier today. Ben Waine capitalised on poor marking to head the 28-minute winner, sending Port Vale into the FA Cup quarter-finals for the first time since 1954. At Craven Cottage, Ross Stewart's ice-cool penalty in stoppage time sealed Southampton's 1-0 upset. And it was a bitter loss for Fulham manager Marco Silva, who paid the price for a selection gamble that backfired. Silva made 9 changes and clash against champion side. Leeds are now through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup for the first time in over 2 decades. And that's after they comfortably beat championship side Norwich 2-0 at Elland Road. Away from sports and outside our shores, the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's son has now been named as the new supreme leader of Iran. But earlier, Iran's Assembly of Experts, a clerical body, had reached a consensus on who will replace Supreme Leader Ayatollah. But they said that obstacles remain in that appointment. Under the Iranian constitution, it is the 88-member Assembly of Experts that is authorized to choose the country's supreme leader. Khamenei, who ruled Iran for 37 years, was killed in a United States Israeli strike on Tehran on February the 28th, on this onset of the war, which has now embroiled much of the Middle East. Israel's military has threatened to target any successor of Khamenei. And according to the Iranian media reports, the group of scholars had a minor disagreement over whether the final decision must follow an in-person meeting or it shall be issued without adhering to this formality. And Pope Leo XVI, head of the Catholic Church, has voiced his deep concern about the escalating conflict involving over Iran, warning that the violence could spread across the Middle East and urging an immediate halt to hostilities. Addressing some 15,000 pilgrims after praying the Angelus at St. Peter's Square, he lamented the voice and violence and devastation that the widespread climate of hatred and fear across the region had caused. The Pope now called on faithful to pray that bombs cease, weapons fall silent, and space be created for dialogue where the voices of the people may be heard, stressing the urgent need to stop the bloodshed and open channels for peace. His remarks are coming amid mounting international alarm over the military campaign by the United States and Israel. Lebanon's health ministry says the death toll from Israeli strikes has climbed to nearly 400. One hospital in the country's south reported receiving both casualties and bodies early this morning after an attack on a village. The strike coincided with Iran's announcement that Mojtaba Khamenei had been appointed as the new supreme leader following the death of his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed at his compound in Tehran during the initial wave of U.S. and Israeli strikes. And the main news again. Nigeria today joined the rest of the world in celebrating International Women's Day with a global theme for 2026, Give to Gain. Also today, President Bola Tinubu celebrated Nigerian women, emphasizing government and society's role in expanding opportunities for every Nigerian girl. The United Nations representative in Nigeria is calling for urgent action on the special seats bill as the country counts down to the 2027 general elections. And the Lebanese government has said the death toll from Israeli strikes has risen to nearly 400. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Mwawadu. Thank you and good night to every woman. Keep showing up for yourself and for the world. Happy celebrations.